And we kick it off with the hot topic of the hour. President Trump prioritizing every American dollar with a new executive order on illegal migrant benefits as Elon Musk and the DOGE team find even more wasteful spending out of government. Fox News digital political correspondent Brooke Singman now with the very latest. Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning, Maria. That's right. So President Trump is on board with the idea of sending out dividend checks to taxpayers using the money saved by the Department of Government Efficiency. Watch this.
Elon Musk is proposing potentially giving money to Americans based on what DOGE is finding. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I love it. A 20% dividend, so to speak, for the money that we're saving by going after the waste and fraud and abuse and all of the other things that are happening. I think it's a great idea.
How much money?
Oh, y'all Democrats would never look at them. They're raging and they're going absolutely losing their minds because of all the fraud that's being uncovered. And they don't want you to know that with that money that they're frauding and essentially just misusing, you could literally support people. You could literally pay people and make people's lives easier in the country that you're actually living in. What's the problem with that, Jasmine Crockett? What's the problem with that, Bernie Sanders? When you say you're for the people, you should be more for the American people than you are worried about other people overseas. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't understand. What is the problem here?
Do you think
Could be a lot. I mean, if it's 20%, we'd give back a lot of money to the taxpayer. And also it'd give an incentive for the taxpayer to go out and report things to us where we can save money.
Trump also speaking on the wasteful spending and alleged widespread fraud DOGE has found. Listen to this.
100%. When you start seeing people getting paid to work, and I don't mean just getting paid to do his job, but I'm saying they're being rewarded for contributing to the workforce. What's wrong with that?
Yes.
We're also finding tremendous abuse, waste, and fraud in Social Security. Social Security is what's happening there is going to be one of the great potential scandals in history. On the program, there are over 4.7 million Social Security numbers from people from 100 years old to 109. Think of that. Now, over 100, there aren't a lot of people that make it. Hopefully, most of the people in this room will make it.
In an exclusive interview with Sean Hannity, Elon Musk explaining the importance of his cost-cutting actions.
Perspective, the average life expectancy is only about 70 to 80 years old, give or take. And that's for women. That's for women. So anybody, if you're a man, take off about 10 years or so because you got to deal with women.
DOGE.
I really want to emphasize to people that this is a very important point. If we don't solve the deficit, there won't be money for medical care. There won't be money for Social Security. We either solve the deficit or all we'll be doing is paying debt. It's got to be solved, or there's no medical care, there's no Social Security, there's no nothing. It's got to be solved. It's not optional. America will go bankrupt if this is not done. That's why I'm here.
It's important for people to understand he's doing a big job. He's doing a very thankless job. It's really a thankless job. But he's helping us to save our country. Our country was in serious trouble, and I had to get the best guy.
And the administration's money moves don't stop there. So just yesterday, the president signed an executive order ending all federal taxpayer benefits to illegal immigrants, directing federal departments and agencies to identify and stop these funding efforts.
I don't have a problem with that. Why would illegal immigrants be getting money from taxpayers? I don't want to contribute to that. If you want to contribute to that, why don't you go out and take your money and give it to them? Why don't you go pay for their hotels? Why don't you go pay for their luxury meals? Why don't you do that? But I don't want my money going towards that. I'm just saying, let's be real.
Meanwhile, at the Department of Defense, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is ordering the Pentagon to make plans for major budget cuts of their own. Hegseth wants to cut 8% from the defense budget every year for the next 5 years. Maria?
All right, Brooke, a lot of information there. Thank you so much, Brooke Singman. And let me just say that the Committee for a Responsible Budget says these three major trust funds face looming insolvency. Social Security going to go insolvent by 2033, Medicare hospital insurance going insolvency by 2036, and the highways by 2028. Mahek Cook, your reaction.
Look, what an amazing time to be alive. Every single promise that was made by President Trump, he's delivering on. And we have to start celebrating DOGE. I think the people that are pushing back are the ones that are increasing fraud, waste, and abuse.
Oh, yeah.
There is so much at stake today. We are close to bankruptcy, Maria.
What are we supposed to, exactly, like, are we just gonna pretend like we aren't trillions of dollars in debt and still you're giving out millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars away to these foreign entities when you're not even worried about America? So yes, I don't have a problem with what they're doing at all. Come on, man. Just like people crying about tariffs. I understand. Yeah, no. See, let's have a conversation about tariffs. I know this is a sidetrack. Hopefully y'all bear with me. But when we use tariffs as an example, right? Y'all be mad at the wrong person. Instead of being mad at other countries for screwing us over all the time that they have, China. I'm sorry. Hopefully this video is okay. But that's the truth. You got China sitting there making labor for dirt cheap while they sitting over there. You sitting over there fighting for the right to people to be in sweatshops making material for dirt cheap. Those $300 Jordans that you pay for are made in a sweatshop for like $30 to $40 a pop. Look at that margin. $30 a pop. But yet and still, they sitting over there making all this money and we're not getting nothing in return. We're not getting anything in return. They're not using our material. They're not using our goods, but they show us sending everything over there and then undercutting everybody that's American made. But then now all of a sudden, now because of tariffs, to encourage domestic trade and production, guess what? You're mad at the wrong person. Don't be mad at Trump because things are about to get more expensive. You need to be mad at anything. Be mad at the greedy corporation owners. And guess what? There's no point in being mad at them because that's just what it is. The people that the tariffs are gonna hurt are the people with astronomical margins that are taking advantage of sweatshop labor. Let's just be honest. They're taking advantage of sweatshop labor and they don't want to take the hit. So what they're going to do is they're going to pass that cost off to you. So no, Trump didn't make your life more expensive. No, the greedy business owners did. So if you're going to be mad at anybody, be mad at them. But you can't be mad at them because guess what? They're just doing what capitalists do. Like, it's just like, do y'all live on the same planet?
$37 trillion. And Elon Musk and President Trump, I believe, will be the first president in the last 25 years through President Trump that will finally balance the budget. This is about putting Americans first. And for the first time in my life, I feel cared for by somebody that is looking me directly in the eye and saying, I care about your dollars. I'm going to treat them like mine and I'm going to return them for you. That's restitution. And we deserve that.
Yeah. And, you know, we talk all the time.
Jasmine Crockett says there needs to be hearings. We need to be discussing this. No, I love the fact that Elon Musk is literally giving people a day-by-day playbook update of what is going on. I love the fact that Trump tweets so much about what is going on. Do not leave me in secrecy. The world is going to end. Let me know. Let me know. Don't sit there. Don't sit there. And this is the perfect phrase that goes with Democrats. What you guys love to do, Democrats, the left, liberals, you love to piss on people. You piss on people the same way that the quote-unquote Republicans are the rich white people that y'all claim should be against minorities and people that look like me, right? You piss on us the same way. But you lie and just say it's raining. And then you try to get us to go buy the umbrella that you sold. When I wouldn't need the umbrella if you wasn't pissing on me.
About the interest being such a problem. Interest is the single largest item in the budget, behind Social Security. More than spending on defense, Medicare, and children.
And imagine this, 50% of our treasuries come due over the next 3 years, and they will be refinanced at higher rates, which is going to increase the interest payments even more. So we have issues there. In regards to Social Security, Medicare, these entitlement programs that are obviously facing insolvency, you know, it's always been political suicide to really come up with a solution to those entitlement programs. But the best solution is right in front of us, and it is eliminate fraud and waste. I mean, you're talking about 20 million people who are older than 100, according to the Social Security Administration. I don't know if all...
Now, you know that that's BS. I'm sorry. You know that that's BS.
All of those people are receiving benefits, but if they're receiving $25,000 a year in benefits, that sounds a lot like $500 billion a year in savings to me. We need to start there.
There was one.
And on top of that, you know what the worst part is? Because they just sending and depositing these checks. So now the family that's the beneficiary of this person that's between 100 and 150 years old, guess what? They're just taking the money. So guess what? It's not like, oh, well, you know what I mean? Like, it's just sitting there and it just nothing's happening with it. Somebody's taking that money and spending it knowing that their family member is dead.
One person who Elon Musk said was receiving benefits that was 360 years old. Okay, I mean, it's absolutely outrageous. I Googled the oldest person in America. She's 114. But, you know, these millions of people who are above 100, it's fiction. The IRS now reportedly set to lay off roughly 6,000 employees today as part of the Trump administration plan to shrink the workforce. The New York Times is reporting the terminations will target relatively recent hires at the IRS, which the Biden administration had attempted to revitalize with a surge of funding and new staff. Remember that? He wanted 80,000 IRS agents to look under every rock to try to get more tax revenue.
So what Donald Trump is doing is something that is absolutely brilliant. When I was in office for 20 years, we always talked about waste, fraud, and abuse and how we make government more efficient. What he's done is brilliant. He said, you know what? If we go and we reduce the amount of money we spend, we're going to give a dividend back to the American people. What that does, that changes the whole political dynamic when now somebody sitting on their couch at home says, wait a minute, it's not just about more efficient government, more effective government, but it's for me. I can actually get a check. That's awesome.
Will the Democrats cash those checks? That's the question. The ones who are pushing back against DOGE?
Oh, they absolutely will.
I don't
Democrats can't take credit for this one, can they?
know why, though, we have to do a dividend to people now with all the savings. I mean, I would much prefer just putting it toward the deficit.
Love that.
Put it toward the debt and deficits. We got major problems.
Nah, forget that. I don't agree with that. Nope. Nope. Pay the people. Pay the people. Pay us. Pay us. Because at the end of the day, if they can give it away, nope. You call and say what you want. I don't believe that, but I believe that I'm sorry. I believe that they take too much money from us in taxes anyway. So pay us. Pay us. I don't care. Pay us. Seriously, pay us. I'm not. Yeah, seriously. I'm joking, but no, I'm not.